We swap sides once again. EDG crucially won on blue side in that game because red side held the win for both teams before that point. But we've got Fizz banned again. We've got Kalista banned again. A lot of this starting to become second nature almost. And there's a Lulu ban. After the last 2 Lulu games, that's a very smart choice from IG.
And again, I feel like red side is very powerful right now just because there's so many power picks available on 5/16 that the second rotation that red side gives you is so much more potent than a priority pick.
Darius.
Yeah, I like that ban.
That says Fiora first.
Yeah, that says Fiora first.
Which I think means EDG either have to ban it or ban something else and leave both Gangplank
Yeah,
and
I was going to
Fiora
say, if you
open.
ban Fiora, you pick up Gangplank right
If we
here.
ban neither,
There's Azir.
are they going to prioritize Gangplank or Fiora?
There's Fiora. That's your answer. So Ty locks it in. And there's Gangplank again. Can't imagine these aren't the
But
picks for
again,
EDG.
just the double rotation, the fact that you're picking up Gangplank and Braum is so potent and powerful. And yeah, purple side, you get the priority pick, but the fact of these drafts play out so that you have, well, he's looking at Rek'Sai now, that you're still, you know, picking up one or the other.
That's the big difference in this patch, right? Is that
Yep.
instead of picking up what was generally going to be, say, the
The
Braum
OP
and
pick.
the Gragas, it's now got this other option, this other really strong champion that unlocks your second phase of the draft.
Yep.
And there it is. Gangplank and Braum for Edward Gaming. The expected picks, very strong picks there as well. So how do IG respond? Do they snipe away the Rek'Sai? Do they maybe just say, you can take it, we'll play something else? We'll have to see what IG want to take here in 2 and 3.
They may as well just go Echo.
That's true. Echo is open.
Rookie's such a good Echo.
Yeah. that's yeah.
Don't know how much experience he has in the Echo Gangplank matchup in mid lane. But,
Not a very standard matchup.
no, can certainly attest to Rookie's Echo prowess, though. That is Kale, by the way, for anyone playing at home. That's Ashe, which is curiously seen a ban this series of all things. And IG might actually go bottom lane
Don't
here.
pick Ashe into Braum.
Last second Mordekaiser.
5 seconds left for IG. There's Ashe. Sorry, no Mordekaiser this time. And there's Leona. That same big utility combo we've seen before.
So it's almost like they've picked a lane to say, I dare you to go Twitch. I truly dare you to pick that champion.
It's a good way to put it.
I feel like if Def picks Twitch, you guys are going to pick Vi.
Yeah.
You're just going to run at him. I think they should probably pick Rek'Sai here. Oh, unless he wants to play Skarner again.
In which case they should go a self-sustaining AD carry, like Vayne.
Like Graves, like Lucian, like Caitlyn.
Like, yeah, I'm going to say not like Jinx, which is currently what Def is hovering.
Anyone with with a gap closer or some way to reposition themselves.
20 seconds left.
But of course, there's no Lulu to boost the Skarner.
Yeah, I mean, Gangplank kind of does it, but not nearly in the same way. I do like the Gangplank ult Skarner
You know what
grab,
would be
though. That's
really
juicy.
good? Is Gangplank mid and Rumble top, because zone control right there with the Skarner on the team. You think about a Skarner running at you, you naturally run away from the Skarner, but if you're running into a Gangplank or a Rumble ultimate or both, you can't, and then you get impaled.
Well, I like the idea. We'll see what they go with is Tristana Skarner. That's a mouthful. Edward Gaming's 3rd and 4th picks here. I like it a lot. Mobility, reset potential, a bit more self-sufficient. EDG looking good. As IG do have some picks here, I believe. It is the Skarner locked in, so might be a little bit of...
Whoa.
Yeah, it's locked in, from what I can tell.
Edward Gaming have 20 seconds to choose Invictus as champions.
That's pretty interesting. Might be a slight visual bug there. Don't worry too much about it.
You thought 5th game blind pick was fun.
Nemesis draft mode has been enabled. Welcome to 5.16.
Oh, actually, maybe they haven't looked it in yet. I assume they want to. Maybe just having some discussions here. We'll see. Tristana's locked in. Skarner looks to be the pickup here. EDG will run out the clock. And there we go. There's Skarner. And Jinx Lee Sin was the response from IG.
What?
What? So,
Hello?
we already made the Season 1 joke. And I'm deathly afraid that Rookie heard me.
Is this an Ashe
Okay.
mid lane?
No, it's okay. I believe. Maybe.
I
No.
don't know.
I don't know either.
What is happening?
Just calm it down. See what happens. Seems like they're going to have to remake
It's
the
a
lobby.
remake.
I'm really disappointed, if
Damn.
I'm honest with you.
Damn.
I was ready.
Teleport Ash mid. It was the best.
Now remember,
arrow.
you have to
Just
put her
getting
in
big
the
fat GG
you have to put her in the
flashbacks.
solo lane to get the solo experience because her ultimate's the most important because it has the
Exactly.
global presence.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's
man.
it.
Set
That's
up
why you
the
teleport.
set up your Ash Arrow top lane, get your Amumu Banish to set it up, and then the
You throw
Top.
it from base and then you teleport there, so that way you get max stun duration, and
See-
then you're able to.
See, the issue is when you try and gank the top lane, you try and arrow the top lane, because your jungler's setting it up with an Amumu bandage. The problem is that farming top lane Tristana has got cleanse because she knows and she jumps out of the arrow.
You teleport behind her, though. Which way does she jump?
It's true, but he didn't have teleport that game. If anyone got that reference, big shout outs to you. That is a very old game of League of Legends. Actually, the first one I ever watched, so a lot of you old school fans will appreciate it. Rusty's looking at me like, I know what you're going to. Because Rusty is one of the only people that's played this game longer than I have.
Hey, man. Ash mid was the best. Next to Twisted
Certainly
Fate
was.
with his ultimate on double.
Remember Twitch top lane? That was good times as well. Farming top lane, farming solo lane carries. What a world it
Ken
was.
and Annie top. That was
Well,
the best.
let's get back into the actual game now. No Ash
Trip
mid
down
lane
memory
yet.
lane.
No
There
Ash
it
mid lane
is,
just
okay.
yet. Nidalee Echo with the picks.
Okay, that makes a little bit more sense. I'm actually really disappointed now.
Me too, but I think IG are looking to win this game and force the fifth one. So Echo, a bit stronger for Rookie in his current repertoire, you have to think. But Eggwood Gaming, now considering their last pick, again, they can flex this GP, but from what we've seen so far and from what we've heard, Pawn is the primary Gangplank player for his team.
But again, IG, they're looking
Or I'm
for a
lying.
siege dive composition. Or I'm lying. No, I think you're honest.
We'll have to see. Olaf and Cassidy, very different.
yeah.
But EDG have 20 seconds to decide their last pick.
So it's a cleanse at the moment on Pawn, if that indicates that he doesn't necessarily maybe want to play Gangplank, because he's a Gangplank with W. Wouldn't really need cleanse.
We just forgot to swap from the last game.
Twisted Fate.
It's actually been open. I'm surprised they haven't picked it at all. It's actually one of the nice things about banning Yasuo. You open the pick up a bit more, but there's the Olaf again for Amazing J. He's not going to play Skarner, that's my guess. But Pawn should be back on Gangplank. It seems like Amazing J is going to have that Olaf. I'm going to swap some of these champions around. And this could be our final game here. EDG again assembling a very familiar looking team comp, but one that is rife with 5.16 changes.
And I believe Gangplank, at least for this best of 5, has a 100% win rate.
Yes, I think that's true. Flandre obviously lost earlier today to EDG,
Yep.
but had a great game still on the champion.
So, Gangplank rearing his head is kind of a power pick here. But again, Invictus Gaming, their composition to me speaks siege dive potential. A little bit concerning that they don't necessarily have great protection for Ashe, especially into a Skarner.
Olaf.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we often see the Olaf picked into Ashe for that exact purpose. So, very scary proposition if you were Invictus Gaming. Yet again, Kid needs to position well. They need to set up well for every single fight. But setting up against this side that Edward Gaming are putting out on the field right now, that's dangerous.
Well, let's talk matchups then. Top lane, starting at Olaf. Satai on the Fiora versus Amazing J's Olaf. This patch is great. Kakao back on Nidalee as Clearlove going to take Skarner back into the Rift one more time. And mid lane, quite possibly the most fun. Rookie's Echo once more versus Pawn's Gangplank.
Dangerous, dangerous lane. Lots of damage out of both of those guys. The pseudo Twisted Fate almost out of the mid lane Gangplank there.
And then the bottom lanes, Ashe and Ashe and Leona on one side for a lot of CC in that bottom side. And then Tristana, Braum for Mako and Deck. Not in that order, the other way. That would be great.
I'm so excited for Pirate Pawn.
Once more. Well, let's get it back onto the Rift then for game number 4. And if you thought it couldn't get any better, that's Buccaneer Tristana.
I'm so excited.
Deft, committed to his Korean teammate. Pirates forever.
The Samsung.
Skinergy. And then Brolaf.
Because he's also a pirate.
Because he's awesome. Don't need reasons for Brolaf.
That's true. Although if he had a Tricon hat, that would complete his look, I feel
I
like.
really want to hear the Chinese voice acting of Brolaf.
I've heard a couple of snippets throughout the evening, and they're quite wonderful.
Is it just magical?
Clearlove is doing some sort of paint. Echo is great fun. A rookie, he kind of smelled something was up there. We'll run away from EDG. Oh my
okay.
god! Deft!
Hello?
Starts rocket jump.
Deft?
Gets a couple free autos.
Please respond.
See, I mean, you would assume this is all indicative of a lane swap from EDG.
He just jumped on
because
top of him.
That was the single manliest moment.
He literally just Goomba stomped.
I think Frosker is right. I think he has been replaced by Imp.
Is this actually Imp?
I believe Imp already qualified for the World Championships.
Why not twice?
Why not twice? Well, I've seen him on the stage. Definitely looks like Deft, but he's playing like his Samsung brother Imp as far as the aggression goes, even in some of the champion picks as well. And we've seen this from Deft already. Tristana was a strong-looking pick for EDG in their game versus Snake.
But the thing that you did point out is that this is indicative of a lane swap. Now, Tristana has fantastic pushing power with her explosive shot and her ability to stack that satchel onto the towers.
You know, when you start with W, it is fantastic.
Especially because Mako's grabbing all of the tower aggro, so immediately they're looking to get frisky with these waves.
The reverse freeze, better known as a push. As Deft is going to jump in there and start clearing these out. That was actually really cool, pulling creeps to make sure they push faster.
Yeah, it was really smart.
I think he was missing the 2 minions that went a little bit astray. I'm not sure if that aspect of it was intentional. They may have tried to deny the minions to the turret to clear an entire wave before they froze, but the same result will be achieved as they're not laning against anybody anyway.
Not yet, and not yet. As mid lane we saw there briefly.
Still push.
Exhaust actually for Pong was the final summoner, so a little bit scared about that Fiora and I guess the Echo assassination potential.
But it's totally fine because Mako has been unlocked. So in this lane swap, we now have the level 1 Braum roaming around, and with concussive blows, you can make a lot happen.
Got Ignite as well. We'll see if he lines up this gank in mid. Pong looking for the keg damage. Mako is very patient.
Get in there.
Yeah, so just to quickly point out why it actually froze in that top lane, the way that that works is that you're closer to the minions, right? So if you freeze it next to their turret, not under it, and you don't reset the lane, their minions, their reinforcements will come there sooner, and it'll start to stack towards your turret.
Push
so
back towards
Tristana starting with the W as well. If you get the explosive shot, you deny that from actually happening at all. So you're better off not leveling your E until you want to push.
Which he didn't. So maybe I was right. It was the reverse freeze. Although now he's pushing because he has rapid fire. So maybe not. Because Deft's going to keep pushing his way down. Level 3 now, though. Did get a bit of extra experience. Again, much like LGD, this is a common tactic for them as well.
Yeah, and it's the response and the adaptation to the fact that Invictus Gaming are collapsing onto that dragon. So I think we're correct that they were trying to bounce the wave, look for a very deep freeze, but as soon as they see that IG pulled the trigger onto the dragon, they immediately translate this into a fast push.
And that's IG's dragon. Number 1 will fall just after 4 minutes in. Good kiting around that objective. Kakao didn't have his smite, so a little risky, but no one from EDG there. As they're going to try and push down this turret instead. Deft puts the explosive charge down on the creep. He's going to start hitting this turret now.
If you consider how early that dragon was taken, though, and how long it's going to take EDG to push down this turret because of the deep freeze, Invictus Gaming should be very easily able to make the trade that will work out favorably for them in response, because they've got the dragon on top of what is potentially the equal turrets.
Keep pushing now as Clearlove might be looking for something, but mostly just farming up his left vertical side of the jungle. Amazing J sticking with him as well. Actually has 8 CS, so a lot of sharing there for Clearlove. Kakao, I think, doing a bit more as well with Zatai is also level 3, so not nearly the same power farm we saw from Kakao. Still jungles very quickly. There's a nice hawk shot. Is going to spot them.
Yep.
Just on the edge.
It's really smart because he throws it across every single camp. And I said this the first time that we saw Ashe today. Anytime that Hawkshot is off of cooldown, just because it is a global range, throw it into the enemy jungle. Figure out where that guy is hiding. We saw that Clearlove, when he was clearing out that Raptor camp, he actually positioned himself so that when he threw his E, he threw it sideways, so it wasn't sneaking out over that Raptor wall into the mid lane. So just trying to hide his positioning for as long as possible.
Yeah, and the best part is it even just clears the vision of the camps and says when they're available.
Exactly.
Just a simple thing like that, it still comes as an added bonus even if you don't find the jungler.
Pulled Gangplank. Again, getting pushed in early here by Rookie. Echo is out of mana. Just why he's running back to his base now. Should be alright. We've seen Rookie's Echo do crazy things this particular series, as the mid laners are both going to go back and get their early items in. Fiendish Codex completed there for Rookie. And it looks like Pawn's going to go back. It is Avarice Blade first buy.
Bank everywhere. 3 Avarice Blades across the board right now.
We got the Cash Ash. We got the Bank Plank.
Oh my god.
I don't know what to call
Ash.
Tristana.
I've got nothing.
No, not yet. We'll think about it.
We'll let this one
Well,
simmer.
Let us know your ideas on Twitter, perhaps. As Dev back down to the bottom side. I mean, average played.
Farmer.
Oh!
That was so cheesy.
He did it.
That was good.
Well, now we are going to see Tris Farmer pushing down the bottom lane. The Thai is collecting some CS though, so pretty even between the top laners, despite the early lane swaps. Kakao getting aggressive in the enemy jungle now, as Kitties has found Amazing J, who's trying to farm up.
Kakao has been only in the enemy jungle. He was on the other side before this side now. It's working around Hawkshots, which is great. And now that his bot lane is on the top side, that's where he is jungling in the enemy jungle.
Well, Zatai could be in trouble as well. Not level 6 just yet for Skarner, but it's going to make sure this tower goes down. A lot of fast pushing here. Brom's up as well. Yep, going in for the dive. Thanks for the music as the teleport's down as well. Zatai, nowhere good to go. Riposte is there, but he doesn't find a CC. Def will leap forward. Clearlove's down. He needs a stun, but he doesn't quite land the fracture. Now Kakao's the next target. He's forced to flash out, though, but he does save his top laner.
The reservation of the use of that E from Clearlove to not get the stun onto Zatai because he was waiting for the riposte, but then the immediate flash saves his own life. So very well played from Zatai, and a bit of a misstep there from Clearlove.
But in the end, they do get the objective that they wanted. So you are correct, it doesn't translate into a kill because he's not able to proc the Venom for the stun, but they take the tower and the gold lead.
Awesome to summon a spell though. Amazing J will not have teleport as Kakao gets low, but will not fall to the red buff. Zatai sticking around actually, collecting the CS as they drip back in because he knows his teammates are around, and Kid is working on this tower, but I think Deft is going to beat him to it.
Why is her arrow just... Is that what happens with Wodash? With her, is it that indicating that her Q is stacked?
I think so. You'll have to investigate that one further.
Wodash's
It's a confusing and scary
quiver is Tron. That's what it looks like to me, and it just looks strange.
Well, I think you might be right.
I think it's to proc out the 5 stacks
gets the
on her
pickaxe
Q.
now. I think so too. Dragon back up. Again, very early. We saw this actually from EDG in their first game against Snake. They took 5 dragons in 29 minutes, I believe.
Yep.
And IG are on track for a very similar pace, given how early Dragon #1 was.
I guess a big question to ask here is, what is Deft going to recall for next? Because the effective items that have been bought out of Kid are not necessarily efficient if you look at his item slots as well. He's going to have to get a BF sword sooner rather than later to be relevant in terms of damage and trades. We'll see if Deft can actually wait for a BF sword, or if he'll be forced into matching that item build.
Maybe Berserker Greaves as well. Also an option here, but
Yeah.
we'll find out. Double Dorans is interesting, but needs a bit more early game power, perhaps.
So that's why I'd say no to Berserkers as well.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, Pawn instead hanging out in mid lane. Got his blue buff ready, farming it up, keeping that tower safe. And has generally been a pirate. Able to clear out this farm. Banks a lot of money quickly with that Avarice Blade. Now parley down those creeps, but Rookie looking for that first major item. Does have his blue buff now as well. We're going to have a lot of wave clear here from these melee champions.
Rookie's about a wave ahead of Pawn, actually, since he had the wave pushing into him.
Again, it's one of those things about Rookie. So good at controlling the creep wave in a short lane like mid.
To answer your question, the Tron Quiver is the indication that it's 5 on the queue.
We got it.
We got that like 2 minutes ago,
Yeah.
Trist Farmer.
I'm just looking at it now because it's on the screen. Okay?
Yeah.
Calm down.
So Dragon's back up. As Kakao takes the Scuttle Crab away. Runeglaive actually completed now, so very fast farming. Kakao not even going to hesitate. Takes the crab, he's going to start the dragon himself.
Just, yeah, the power of Nidalee to be able to do that all by herself.
Yeah. The bot lane again. So wherever the bot lane has been from Invictus Gaming, Kakao has literally been just around the corner. And they're at bot lane, so he takes the dragon. They're top lane, so he invades the enemy jungle. Their back bottom is at the dragon again. And that is 2 dragons at 10 minutes.
Yep. Super fast as far as those dragons go. On track for the record, I believe. The EDG set only earlier this evening. Probably not the fastest record ever, but pretty quick as far as those dragons go as Deft.
Well, it's the difference in priority between these teams, you know, looking at that 5th dragon win condition versus trying to absorb as much standing gold as possible, as we see EDG, you know, pushing as deep as quickly as possible down into this top side.
I feel like it's a product of their team comp. We've seen this from Pawn. Does like to get the farm going, get those items up first. With double average split from these teams, like, they're less interested in fighting and much more interested in farming up towards that mid game.
Yeah. The question is, and again, we mentioned, what does the Tristana want to go for? Well, she's relatively ahead now if you look at the item comparison. It's a pickaxe to a BF sword. So if EDG look for the 2v2 lane, they would actually be quite content with fighting that. But the response has been to go top lane to try and deny more from Zatai.
And Zatai already has a Tiamat.
Yeah.
So he's not too far behind. Ninja Tabby and Phage for Amazing J is also not shabby either, but Deft is going to stick around. He's getting as much farm as possible in this game. And Rookie's continuing to bully and great harass onto Pawn.
Playing it aggressively, but appropriately aggressive right now as the Morellos is completed compared to, I'm guessing, a lot of money right now on this Gangplank, but he has not recalled, is not respecting the amount of damage that Rookie can do, and that's a lot of money, and this is a window right now where Rookie can dive. Just because that is so much money available.
Good damage, Pikakals here as well. Also Leona. And Braum's now going to try and defend in. Deft will actually come in to cover the lane. That's going to give Pawn a window back to make sure he gets his shop in safely. Fiora is still in the top lane, so IG keeping presence in all of their lanes right now. And again, very, not passive, but just slow, steady early game from these teams. In fact, we've got a lot of towers down. We've got 2 dragons up already, but absolutely no kills so far.
And this is expected from Invictus Gaming. Again, you know, this is kind of game, set, match for them. They have one more chance to make this connect, so you don't want to gamble your series on a possible early misstep. But EDG may have some room where they can play a little bit more aggressively, but like we've already seen with this composition, with these 3 Avarice Blades on the field, they're fine to let it sit.
Good tag onto Amazing J. Going to turn it around. The ulti actually out. He might think about going on to kick. Clearlove is also down as Kitties has to run himself away. Good arrow there onto Clearlove. The teleport's down as well. Amazing J going to pop the ulti. Needs Kitties. They do get it. First blood to Olaf. Mako down as well. Kid will die and EDG spring the trap.
The chase potential between Skarner and Olaf is absolutely disgusting right now.
If one axe connects on an Olaf, the next 6 have to connect or it's a mistake mechanically from Amazing J. And just like that, he can pop his ultimate. He's against an Ashe and a Leona, 2 champions that cannot stop him from running at you. There's no mobility behind those 2. They're just walking fast and sitting ducks essentially to be slowed repetitively, and just like that, a double kill that really should not have happened into the hands of EDG.
The thing for me is the fact that the axe can go through multiple targets and apply the slow through multiple targets, and so can Skarner's E.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Lots of surprising AoE as Deft is clearing this out. Zatai wants the tower. He's going to eat Deft's damage instead. A little too much from Zatai.
I mean, he's got people here to help him. That's just.
I was waiting for the rocket jump. My body was so ready.
Well, Skarner's in the area but doesn't have his ulti. Deft is going to go back now. Probably seed this tower. But strong movement from both junglers. We've had a lot of different roams into lanes to try and set up skirmishes or ganks. And both junglers have answered very well. Even in that last little situation, Clearlove and Braum were both ready. Could have been a 3v3. And honestly, the last one that they got into was a win for them. They managed to get more people down, and the Olaf Skarner just did its thing.
So this is actually cool, because EDG, they've been spending a lot of their resources and time into getting the 1v2 lane. The Fiora cannot double kill Deft and Mako. There is no way ever that you can actually take down the Tristana. But you look at Amazing J, and he can kill Ashe. Like, there's no situation where Kitties can leave that lane, whereas there is a million scenarios where Mako can leave the lane. And this is one thing that they have been forcing onto Invictus Gaming, is they're avoiding the 2v2 because they can exploit Mako being unlocked and exploit the fact that Kitties is locked with his lane partner.
And they also have a global. So even better there. I mean, it's funny to think how important Shen was as a pick. And Gangplank again just adds another element. Global, big zoning, good damage. Rumble, Nidalee, Shen. This guy does it all. And can see why it's a power pick here.
Yeah,
mid lane, top lane, probably bottom lane in there somehow. I'm sure it's support.
I mean, there's also an Ashe picked into a Braum, a Gangplank, and an Olaf.
So when a Shen, a Nidalee, and a Rumble love each other very much,
They
get the Gangplank.
Apparently you get a pirate. There's a Pirate Rumble skin as well. We're onto something. We can definitely make this work. But Kakao going to get tagged instead. EDG going to try and make this work for them. Spear's thrown. Does hit Clearlove. Good damage. They'll protect their pink ward. Ult out. It only hits Pawn. The arrow's down as well. Hits Clearlove. Deft needs to get out of there. Rookie's diving straight in, but does he use his ulti? I think no. Does get out. Kakao gets Clearlove, but he's getting so low. Deft gets the first kill. He's firing away, but Rookie is going to zone him away. Deft still trying to do the damage. Zatai is absolutely massacring people. And Deft is going to run back in, but that's a little too much. Buster Shot gets the kill onto Echo. Resets himself out. Zatai flashes in and cleans it up, though.
That was massive from Invictus Gaming. That's the one thing that they needed for themselves to get back into this game from a scenario that they did not want to be a part of right now. 3-0 and 2 on Zatai. He's the big carry that this team needed, and that's exactly what they've got.
So much layering of CC as well. The fact that the solar flare came down into the arrow, into the parallel convergence. There was just too much. They couldn't cleanse through all of it.
I mean, to consider that an Echo can win a team fight without using the ultimate offensively as an AP Echo, these guys, the gameplay goal
was very close, but does not steal the dragon. Kid actually has to flash because Mako and Clearlove are still hunting. They're going to look for Kitty's Q. Will miss. Hits a minion. Kakao's down here as well. They'll have to give up the chase. The rest of IG are back. And all of a sudden, that gold lead flips back around. IG now 1,000 gold ahead.
Here we go. Here's going to be the replay here. So the solar flare lands, and we immediately have it cleansed. Clearlove eats the arrow, but look at this parallel convergence, except not.
Nope, Mako's dead. Have to pop back in. Just too much action now as the teams are starting to really fight. IG get Dragon in the scuffle as well. That's 3 dragons already.
It's like Echo uses the ultimate. We're back in the real game.
It was so awesome, though. Just, it landed on 3 people. Rookie, you're playing out of your mind this set. I appreciate you.
And he's just a support in this set.
He's been a support all.
Ooh, top lane gank. Zatai trying to fight Amazing J and Deft. Kakao's here as well, going to try and turn things around. Amazing J damage, not quite there. He found the ulti. Gets the vitals, and Deft has to run. That was well played by Zatai.
Diving?
No, Buster Shot. They would have dived.
Oh, yeah, they would have dived.
The question was, is the priority pick of the Fiora? We saw it pretty much telegraphed from the draft phase. Worth it? Answer so far, 3-0 and 3.
Yeah, and I mean, there was a priority in the last game, but it didn't feel as worth. This game right now, Kakao on Nidalee, as well as Zatai on this Fiora, the way that they're playing around having a Fiora is doing wonders for them. But EDG seem to be the ones with the high-level strategic map movement style of play that was putting them in the upper hand. And then the brute force just run at you and kill you style that Invictus Gaming's team comp has just come to the forefront of this game right now and is pushing them really far ahead.
But here we go. This is where IG thrive, and it's in this siege. So the sooner that they can get on top of these towers, start layering down these spheres, these parallel convergence, and get this freestanding gold, the better.
Well, 3 or 2 now up in turrets as IG continue to grow that gold lead. About 3,000 gold ahead now as Blue Buff going to get contested as well. Good block there from Mako. Pawn will pick it up there with his passive. But Kakao still hunting, finds Clearlove, forces him to cancel that recall. And the vision's creeping further forward for IG as they're starting to get a bit more aggressive.
Yeah, and the Nidalee has had this for a while, but the speeding up of the Void Staff item opposed to what we saw last time Kakao played Nidalee, and that was the Sightstone, is speeding up their power spike and their strength, and this is why they're looking for all of these fights and aggressive engages earlier than they otherwise have been in these other games. It's less about vision right now and much more about see hero, kill hero.
And EDG, they're banking all that money. The average blade's still ticking away. The first major items are done for Gangplank and Tristana, but Olaf still trying to find this farm. He's only 2-2 and 2. No major item completed yet. And IG just have strong leads. 2 levels up there as well for Zatai. Amazing J struggling again on the Olaf.
The scary thing, however, is that a lot of gold is in Kakao's back pocket. We've seen this from him time and time again, particularly on his Elise, where he'll itemize more into the damage. But, I mean, he's a carry-oriented style of jungler. But if Nidalee isn't sieging, if she doesn't connect with these spears, that's a huge chunk of IG's advantage, pretty much wasted. So, definite pressure on Kakao, since he did deny a lot of this kill gold to people like Echo, like his Ashe, to perform now.
Yeah, performs really well with items, thankfully, Kakao for the most part. And he's on a champion where it does feel a lot easier to do so, even if not sieging, just the pressure that he can exert on the map. It's always very scary, though, if you consider that he is against the Skarner.
Yep.
You can see IG Still trying to find their way in. Again, have played well around the Dragons. Can just wait if they want to, but applying more pressure, give them a bigger lead when it does come back to that next Dragon fight. And EDG, pretty keen to at least find a pick. We've seen the all left Skarner before. They can pick people off very quickly. And there's nasty stuff. IG, they've won the group fights when they've played 5v5, but Clearlove's engineering those ganks to Skarner. It's been all about him. And IG need to respect that and play around it. Right now, though, just defending the mid lane turret.
The most important objective for EDG is that mid lane tower, just because it's the last standing outer tower available to them. See them setting up a pick.
They would kill for a blitzcrank. Oh, Clearlove goes in. They want Kakao. They'll get him.
Wow.
Jeez.
They used everything in that.
And Skarner is just able to do that. It doesn't matter what patch we're on.
Yeah,
Skarner's
that's true.
just so very damn strong at making a pick when they've got vision control. And now Invictus Gaming.
It eats huge damage, but Echo running in with a parallel convergence does defend it. Teleport down as well for Zatai. But EDG, they've got their cooldowns. They've done their poke.
But are they going to be patient enough to grind this out?
That was a teleport just used to come in to defend the turret. And with Dragon, what was going to be Dragon number 4 available in 50 seconds becomes a lot more difficult for them to achieve. Amazing J has still got his teleport available. And this is all on the back of a pick. Something that Skarner is so good at doing.
Yeah, had to use GP ult though. Had to use a lot of different abilities to get the kill. Kakao does return. Got a Zhonya's very close to completion as the Tai is wrecking these creeps. And the items are just not there. An Infinity Edge coming for Pawn. Static Shiv actually done for death.
That's the walk down.
And a Dead Man's Plate now up for Amazing J. He does have to walk. He'll go back. He'll get something. Might just be a Ruby Crystal. But we are going to have a fight for this Dragon. And EDG must contest.
That is a very defensive Fiora build. He's against someone that does true damage. But has gone for a frozen heart pressure.
Check's not there for Pawn. Needs the ulti back as well, but it's very close to being off cooldown.
It itemizes really well against Tristana.
It does. No, it goes well against Tristana.
But I understand the 1v1 duel potential between Olaf and him.
Which means he's trying to fight more than a duel.
Yeah, it pretty much exactly right. It telegraphs the fact that this Fiora is looking to be 5v5 versus 1v1.
Yeah.
EDG trying to set up for this Dragon defense. But IG more than happy to brute force down. They're actually not that far ahead in gold, but the items are looking good right now. EDG still ramping, still scaling. And IG have just zoned them off this Dragon.
It's a mini game more so than just wards now. It's that there's a Skarner Crystal in the center of the Dragon area.
Dragon's dead. EDG needs to go in right now. Clearlove going to line it up. He won't get the Dragon. Kitties might be the target.
Stuck in the
Parallel
pit.
convergence is down. Kitties will die. Def going to get that kill. Rookie has to dash out, I believe. He actually got the double. Rookie's dead as the Ty's going to jump in now. Does quite get the reset, but he does go down. Mako the only casualty. Now they're going to flash back in. EDG, they'll win the team fight and they'll grab the ace.
And that means surely Baron, as we see the immediate pings going down for EDG.
Yeah, Amazing J has the teleport. That's why he's recalling, not walking to the Dragon Pit with the rest of his team. In typical fashion, they somehow pull out this team fight. A lot of focus again around getting the Dragon because they're looking for that 5th Dragon win condition. But EDG utilize that fact they've got the Gangplank ultimate to place down. The zone control that can be put in place by all of this EDG side gives them not only a winning team fight, they get a Baron.
And what did I say? The classic way for EDG to win games where they did not have control of Dragon was to snag Baron and win before the 5th came up. EDG have a big amount of room. Items are being completed. Gold lead is there. Baron buff is up. And we'll see this again.
And this is the biggest thing, like Rusty was saying, the fact that IG are so committed to this 5th Dragon win condition, look at the Gangplank ultimate just on top of this pit. And that's really what sets EDG up for success here. Again, Amazing J, he goes nuts, gets into the backline, changes his mind, has to run out. But at this point, he's already taken down so many of IG's front line that his backline is able to jump in freely.
And there are so many little things to that fight, such as EDG not having vision, but getting the crystal to give them vision of the Dragon Pit, which makes the dive a lot more confident from them. And Skarner also the one that altered Echo.
Yep.
Did not get Rookie's ultimate in that fight, and that was massive.
Certainly was, as EDG find some initiative here in this game. They're only up about 1,000 gold, actually, as I think a turret got taken out by IG, but they need to knock some down, keep that gold gap growing, and try and put themselves into a winning position. I don't think they can win from this point, but they can set it up so that 5th Dragon does not become something that keeps IG in this game. That's at least the plan.
Again, onus is on EDG to continue to be proactive. However, they have to fight for that 5th Dragon win condition. We know that this is where GP wants to fight. He wants to put people in the AoE radius of his ultimate, but they can't afford to miss another smite.
EDG, they'll keep running down mid lane. IG trying to keep them out. The wave clear, not too bad, actually.
Their side wave management has never been fairly strong for EDG. I mean, we look at teams like LGD, like Invictus Gaming, like Snake even have superior side wave management in terms of how they set up certain objectives. And this is probably the biggest exploitable weakness for EDG, especially for how important Baron is to their win condition and how important it is to them as a team. Waste a lot of their Baron timer resetting the map.
I feel like part of that is Korra not being in the team. But
Yeah.
I feel like he does do a bit more of that for this side.
I can agree
Like
with
maybe
that.
not as much as Akon does for LGD, but certainly maybe more than Amazing J does.
Yeah.
And again, not to discredit Amazing J, he's been playing, like his name suggests, all series long. It's a tough thing to come into this sort of series and basically be told, you know what, you're a sub-top laner, but we need to win.
The story of Amazing J is frankly amazing.
It is.
The amount of times that this guy has been in and out of the LSPL and the LPL, the fact that the team before EDG was Energy Pacemaker, the last place. I mean, they're effectively the coast of LPL. You know, constantly rotating in between Challenger and the professional circuit. It's a true description.
It is. Oh,
Well, the die.
fight time now. Zatai's got his ult. He doesn't even use it, just smacking down the vitals. He talked about the dual potential. Not quite there yet for Amazing J. A little bit behind on items right now.
Was Coast top laner?
No, that's great. As Amazing J is going to keep knocking down these minions. Zatai will back away. But EDG, we talked about needing to get work done on that Baron. They got one tower, one outer tower in the mid lane. That was it. That was their entire Baron buff.
And again, because they have lackluster side wave management, and a lot of this is credited to Zatai, the fact that he is on this dueling champion. We talked about how he didn't necessarily itemize for the 1v1, but consistently pushing waves and being a menace in that top lane. And EDG, their Baron timer is eaten up because they just don't reset their map correctly.
And with that, the big win condition that Invictus Gaming have is not too far away. That's a scary proposition for this side that couldn't effectively work around that Baron.
But what changes here? Because EDG have not picked a fight until it was almost too late and that 4th dragon had gone down. What is a winning team fight for EDG approaching this next dragon?
It's more so around the dragons and the barons than anything else. Because they've got that Gangplank, what is now being akin to a rumble of all things, can control set areas. If you force Invictus Gaming to be in a spot, right? Like say you fight over a blue, fight over a red, fight over dragon or baron. That is where EDG find their strength as a team, because Skarner can make a pick and Pawn forces those picks by placing his ultimate either behind them or on top of them.
I think also a big factor, that's absolutely correct of how this fight should be executed, but a big factor is EDG have been late to these dragons and preparation and setup so often. Because we saw it the last time, they won the team fight, but they were too late to contest on
They
the
lost the
smite.
dragon, yeah.
Well, they're trying to contest for this one, that's for sure.
Oh, the super wiggle. He's got it.
Pistol up for now. Get the Scuttle Crab as well for even more speed. Zatai trying to be annoying, but both top laners have their teleports. And EDG actually show up to a dragon first, and they are the ones that have control. Look at this keg trap. This is a very sneaky brush. Good,
Not
unbreakable,
sneaky anymore.
but a nice spear from Kakao.
Get in there.
I just love what Pawn's doing with these kegs, just chucking them in brushes.
They're allowed to have setup time here in Invictus Gaming. They've got to be careful of the kegs, but if a spear connects onto depth,
But this is what we talked about, the difference between the setup, EDG finally getting on top of it.
I don't know if you
Oh,
want
he
to
got
be
it!
50-50. Kakao does steal the dragon, but the damage is absolutely ridiculous in the backlines. Amazing J. He's going to run in. Pawn's doing silly things to
Rookie.
people as Deft now going to find Rookie. No kills there over the EDG side. Kid's getting chased down by an Olaf. And in a blink of an eye, EDG win a 4-0 team fight.
Gangplank
Gangplank.
was ridiculous in that fight. He hit a keg onto 3 members and crit their heads off, and that was where they went. They just completely evaporated off the map. They just got destroyed. A fantastic steal from Kakao, but it's going to cost them more. because only Kid has that left.
Going to cost them quite a lot of their base here as the mid will be broken in pieces. Kid, I would run, given that I got tagged by Bromq as EDG will knock down the center of the base.
Look at Zatai. He just TP'd behind them.
He's trying to make something happen. Buster shot, not there. Gonna jump in. The rocket jump's good. Zatai cutting in. Great flash from Def, but it's not quite enough. Now Zatai gonna chase down Amazing J just enough to leave. He's running towards Pawn and IG. They cannot chase.
But what does this translate into? At best, they could possibly look to siege into that. Oh.
Baron in 10.
Everyone's favorite objective. It is going to be Baron. Amazing J's been spotted by Kakao. Forced to ulti out of the way. Kakao does great damage. Huge gangplank ult though. Amazing J going to keep running away. Needs to dodge more spears.
He just needs to stall it long enough. Clearlove will have the smite on the pit, and Invictus Gaming's smite will be bottom.
He's still running. The minions are there. He's taking some damage, but Kakao still getting slowed. Amazing J hitting every axe to spear. It will miss Kakao. Not going to be here. Needs to execute himself. Does get it. Where's Clearlove? They've gone off the Baron IG.
Amazing J just saved the game for EDG. The fact that the threat of having Kakao's smite bottom forces them to stop when Clearlove shows up to the pit.
Duke Boots, fancy feet right there. Bro Marcia.
He's clearly learnt from
You the
death
real hero, Amazing.
after these 4 games.
The story of Amazing J, this guy was on Energy Pacemaker, and they were in and out of the LPL for so long. Think like the absolute bottom place team that the LPL has ever had. He gets off of that team and he goes to the most dominant team in the LPL. He makes a stint as a rotating roster for Koro, who had just identified himself as this incredible carry utility style, can do everything top laner, and he comes out massive. Now appearing as a sub in a game that could qualify EDG for their second trip to Worlds, and makes a play like that.
Amazing J.
Amazing.
Steps up to the dead man's plate.
Certainly does.
You're done. Go home,
Hey,
Chris Farmer.
the whole time he was running, I was thinking he's got dead man's plate. Look how fast he is right now. Nidalee could not catch him because of that.
EDG.
When Nidalee can't catch you, there's a problem.
Well, EDG now going to rock down mid lane. That inhibitor's still there as well, so they have plenty of space down that corridor to force IG to be back towards their base and open up the objective that they love. It's that Baron.
You know that song from Hercules, Zero to Hero?
Yes.
Oh my god,
amazing.
that's like his theme song.
I think he's listening to it right now as he's running away from Kakao. Jamming in the headphones.
Just like that.
As EDG back up a bit now. Going to take out the Raptors again, playing carefully around the Baron buff. 34 minutes in, all of these games have been very long. And mistakes do cost you very much at this point in the game. For IG, they'll cost everything. They'll cost their first shot at Worlds. For EDG, it'll cost their ticket.
Their first shot at Worlds since Season 2.
Yep. Haven't made it since then. Again, even if they lose, they'll still get another shot, but they'll have to play another best of 5.
The last time Invictus Gaming went to Worlds, PDD was in the top lane.
He was a god.
He was a god. That man is still a god.
Yeah, it is.
Well, Zatai not doing too badly. The old mid laner, back when he played. Cube was there as well, to be fair. The world's veterans.
Was Xiao Xiao with them or Kitties?
I think it was Xiao Xiao.
I think it was Xiao Xiao.
Xiao Xiao, Illusion, Zatai.
Oh, the fact that
PDD.
Skarner's in the meta right now and Illusion isn't on this team is absolute.
It's a travesty. As they're going to try and clear some things out. Clearlove does spot the ward. They'll get it. Dragon back up, by the way. EDG have spent a long time dancing around this Baron looking for a way in.
But this
and
is,
Dragon's about to come back up.
I mean, if you're ever going to make a 5th Dragon trade for Baron, this is kind of the question of, is it worth it? Is it not worth it?
Well, this is the dance of death right now. If EDG don't commit to something, they could lose the 5th Dragon for the Baron, and that is a big question mark. And with a minute left,
they're going
commit.
in. Zatai's bottom lane. Great sidewave management. Finally from EDG. And this Baron's going to get shredded. They actually get a tower as well. And Kakao,
3K health.
I don't think he can get in. It's getting low. He's trying to steal it. The Baron's getting low. They'll dive it back in. Tristana, of all people, get it. And EDG, they'll explode forward. Kitties, he is so low on health in EDG. They just want 1 kill.
But again, another massive zoning ultimate from Gangplank. He set it outside the Baron pit. This thing is massive. It covers the entire river.
EDG is set up.
not only sidewave management though, With 20 seconds till the Dragon 5 again, and with Sidewave management and the Baron to boot, there's really no way for Invictus Gaming to look to contest this one if EDG continue on their rampage.
EDG is set up to win. They've got to deliver the killing blow right now on IG. They need to find a way to defend, but that tower melts in the bottom lane. Dragon back, by the way, just back alive. Kakao looking for a flank of his career. He spots a ward instead. Very risky play.
Clear love.
Clear love.
Oh god.
He's got it. He's found to tie. He grabs in. The damage is done. He's gone. 5v4. EDG looking to win the series.
5v4, they'll deny the 5th Dragon win condition. That said, Kakao did steal the last one.
It just feels like it's going to be deja vu. Can Kakao steal this one, or is he not going to try? He has to.
It has to be a steal, though.
If they die here, it's
start
game.
a fight. And they do get it. EDG finally stop the bleeding. They'll go back. They'll spend their gold. They've got about half their Baron buff left. EDG, if you want your ticket to Worlds, your time is now.
Really difficult, though, because the emphasis on that Dragon has forced half of the Baron to go to waste. They do get an inhibitor turret in the bottom lane. That's great because it's now an open map. So if they can control the bottom minions, they can actually just push that in naturally and focus on other lanes. Bring attention down there and start to dive elsewhere. But the fact that most of this Baron has gone to waste because they have to go for the Dragon is absurd. And yes, I know you're looking.
Pawn's done it again.
Yeah, well, look, like when he
I think it's fair to say what Spawn said outside, the fact that he's playing mostly around his barrels, that it's the biggest AD item that's going to give you the crit damage, so it's
a crit efficient bloodthirst.
Yep.
Best way to put it. And you want crit when you're gangplank.
Certainly do.
a little bit.
Well, EDG are pretty stocked as far as items go.
But touching back to the point that Rusty was making, I absolutely agree. This Baron really didn't buy them much, except for a 6-minute window where they can try to be proactive without worrying about that 5th Dragon win condition.
They also broke the map in 2 places, so not too bad here as they're going to look down mid one more time. 2 inhibitors available. If they can get a pick, might just be able to take this one.
They should brute
for free. Yeah, Def just going to hit it away. He's level 18. So Tristana is fully powered up right now.
I mean, EDG, they're setting themselves up. They missed out on their auto qualification for Worlds with LGD taking that spot, but looking to be finally back on their throne.
And honestly, once again, the fact that you're forcing, that's ridiculous.
That was ridiculous. He almost one-shot Kakao.
The fact that you're forcing QSS as Skarner is yet again giving these windows where they can fight really supremely, because that Gangplank damage, that's not armor. The itemization out of Kakao right now is not damage, it's a QSS. Things like this, the fact that you force itemization is like reasons why Malzahar and Skarner should be strong champions.
Oh, that
arrow
was so
hits
unfortunate.
Mako. Power Convergence is there. They're going to dive in. Rookie wants it. He needs to make a play. Ulti onto Mako. Gangplank ult zones him completely away, though. And IG, they just can't. They just can't do anything.
Yeah, no, there's no answer. Everything that EDG bring to the plate right now, there is no response that is viable from Invictus Gaming besides a desperation play. Engaging onto Mako is exactly that.
Well, they'll spot him with the Hawk shot. The Tide does not dare dive in, though. He'll clear the waves instead. 2 inhibs down. 1 inhibitor turret left in the top lane, and no major buffs up right now. EDG are 10,000 gold ahead. IG, if you want to be the Chinese second seed to Worlds, you better play one hell of a game.
But this is what we were talking about. The fact that Kakao got the early lead. He was 4-0 and like 3 for the longest time on this Nidalee, denying that gold away from his carries, out of Rookie's hands, out of Kid's hands, out of Fiora's hands, really. And not that Kakao can't step up and be a carry, but the difference between Nidalee versus Echo and how they're going to impact a team fight, especially for the performance that Rookie's been putting out.
Yeah, the Rookie needs the kills more than anyone else, and the fact that he's not getting them is detrimental.
Oh my god, that was so sick. Pawn just smashes Rookie's health bar, and EDG are going to brute force this down. IG have got nothing here as Pawn's Gangplank having one hell of a second outing. Super Creep's going to be spawning in every single wave, and EDG 3 structures away from a ticket to the World Championships.
Pirate Plank, OP.
It's pretty good. Gangplank might go down as a 100% win rate in this series if they win here.
This style of Skarner play as well from Clearlove is really impressive because he just holds off on the ultimate. It's such an important actual spell to use that if they use the QSS, if anyone uses a QSS, Clearlove will just tunnel them. But if he doesn't ult them, then they're hesitant to use their own QSS against any other form of stun.
And it just creates space and time for Pawn to continue to chip away.
Pawn is zoning them off these turrets. EDG have knocked down one Nexus turret already. IG, you are literally running out of base to defend.
EDG are a single Nexus tower away from the World Championship.
With Dragons coming back up, Baron will be back up as well. But EDG are not interested. There is only one objective right now, and that's the Worlds.
And they're committing to this right now. They're committing to the end.
Yep, Rookie dashes
IG
away.
have to
EDG,
fight.
they're going to have to brute force it. Rookie goes in, pops his on, his converted is down. Cacao gets low. Kitty's shredded there as Rookie pops his ulti. Def going to keep
Found
going
the
in.
Nexus.
Amazing J's going for the Nexus, but they've got the double. Def going to charge in. Kid's going to go down. They absolutely thrash it. Triple kill there for Def. He's got the Quadra, getting it a Penta to end the game. Satai, no, he fights it off. But EDG, they'll get the ace and they'll get their ticket to Worlds.
And after a grueling season, the most dominant team that the LPL has ever seen returns to Worlds for a second time.
But as the second seed, which was not the part of the story that they signed up for, IG did so much work in this series. But EDG show what they are made of.
But it's such an excellent conclusion to EDG. We talked about this after the defeat of LGD, after the defeat of Invictus Gaming. EDG as an organization, as a team, they got to define themselves. How do they come back from defeat? How did they bounce back? And they came back with huge power and force. This is the strongest Invictus Gaming have ever looked. They single-handedly smashed Snake in a very quick 2-0 in a best of 3, and now punch their ticket to World, and they look great.
They really do.
Almost the fairy tale. That pentakill that close.
I can't believe
It's a
the
tie.
Penta got denied. Look at Def rubbing his head. He's been feeling sick all day. He'll
And
be
they
feeling
did it-
worse after the lack of Penta.
They did it with Hercules in the top lane.
Yes.
Amazing J is
Amazing
there.
J.
That's not Koro is their captain. That's not even the MSI roster.
And EDG able to do it in 4 against a very resilient Invictus Gaming, and they will have to prove just how resilient tomorrow as they await the winners of Snake versus Xiaogu. If you thought that series was exciting, we've got 2 more best of 5s tomorrow because we have one last spot
Camera guy
left
lost
in
it.
Worlds. Camera guy's done. He's completely done. It's been a long evening of League of Legends.
Deft.
Oh my god, Def.
Deft played. The thing is Imp has been playing out of his mind.
Yeah.
And Deft,
Oh,
he
look at
has
Aaron
this
Hug
high
Deft.
ceiling, but he just isn't consistently hitting it. Today, Deft was consistently a god.
6 games
I
in a
said
row.
it last game. Every definition of the word sick.
Including the one you don't want to be, but Aaron's going to run around to his players, he'll smile, he'll congratulate them, and they deserve it. They finally get their trip back to Worlds. Last year for them, given how dominant they were domestically, was a disappointment for the 2014 EDG lineup. They've been dominant this year, they won MSI. Clearlove has said, the only thing that I really want to do that I've never done, and this man probably has more competitive league titles than anyone in the world, but he has never been a world champion. Pawn will have the chance again. Imp will have the chance again. And who else will have their first chance? We're going to find it out tomorrow. 3 great teams left. Snake, Xiaogu, and Invictus Gaming. We saw them all play today. 2-0s in the best of 3s, but best of 5s only tomorrow. I don't know who it's going to be, but I can't wait to find out.
I had no idea.